I've been on a pie baking streak lately, too.
A pie baking streak. Oh, you sent a photo the other day of like an apple pie.
I made an apple pie, and then I just made a blueberry pie. I think I'm going to make a mixed berry pie next.
That's awesome. What?
Love me some pie.
What was the reason for all this?
I was sitting there thinking on the couch, and me and Alicia were sitting there watching TV, and I was just like, I really want an apple pie right now. That sounds great. Yeah. And she's like, oh, okay. And the next day I went out, got the stuff to make apple pie.
That's better than what I thought it was going to be.
That was the story.
Well, I thought it was going to be that you guys were watching American Pie. And the guy like fucks the pie, and you're like,
actually.
That sounds good right now.
Hey, babe, you want pie? No, just for me? Okay.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
This is the Dudes Review. The Dudes Review. The podcast where anything and everything can be reviewed. With your hosts, Tyler and Drake.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Dudes Review. I'm Drake.
And I'm Tyler.
And we are recording this in what feels like the spring, but it is February.
It is currently it's the tail end of winter. It's not really the middle of winter anymore.
It's been real nice outside though.
Fantastic.
Which is weird for February. And
no,
hey, if this is what global warming has in store for us, bring it on.
Let's go. Heat the
I'm ready
world
to
up.
trash the environment.
If me spraying hairspray means I get a warmer weather sooner, I will buy all the Aquanet I can find.
No, but polar bears are going extinct.
Well,
there's been a lot of weather catastrophes and stuff. But hey, it's been nice outside.
That's what happened to all the bees. Global warming took over the bees.
Without giving away too much, you know I live on somewhat of a busy road.
Yeah, I'm going to swat you.
Yeah.
Give away your address and I'll bring back that prank.
Well, so I was walking my daughter back from school the other day. And, you know, we're walking through the yards and stuff, and it's real nice. This was actually earlier today, the day that we're recording. Walking back across the yards, a motorcycle comes flying by, and you know how, like, people will blast music out of their motorcycle, whether it be a stereo or something, but you can always hear it?
Oh, yeah. Like they got the fresh JBL speakers.
Yeah. This dude was, you know, I don't know how to put into slang terms. He was driving the motorcycle. He was cranking the hog. He was bearing down.
He's out there blasting his gas.
Yeah. And he comes flying by the house, and he is blasting the Macarena
like
off of his motorcycle.
Like the arm dance? Like the arm, I'm doing it. Nobody can see it.
Yeah, the song.
And then the hey, macaroni.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. It's crazy to me to just be listening to that song recreationally.
It is a very odd song to choose to come onto your playlist. And
not
just
at
be
some
like,
sort of, like, wedding or something.
Yeah, it's a very party song, a dance function.
I can't imagine having, like, earbuds in and the Macarena coming up and being like, oh, here we go. No one bother me.
Secret, that's what I listen to at the gym.
Yeah, it's just
you think I'm doing arm workouts, but I'm grabbing those 2-pound dumbbells and I'm sitting there doing the Macarena. It's a hell of a forearm workout.
And you do the hip swivel, and then Planet Fitness sounds the lunk alarm.
Sounds the lunk alarm one, yeah.
He said that.
You got to be careful. Too much Macarena.
Yeah, they have a Macarena alarm there too. It rarely gets.
It doesn't actually play the Macarena like you would think.
No, it's just an air raid siren, but like it's someone on the floor is listening to the Macarena and they need to stop immediately because this is a gym. Hey, with reviews, we got a review on Spotify.
Ooh.
On our last, well, not our last episode. Gosh, I think this is going to be episode 5, so it would have been like 3 episodes ago.
Shout out Spotify.
This was on episode 2, which was where we reviewed fast food and Liquid Death hot fudge sundae sparkling water.
Hell yeah.
This is from Mark.
Okay.
In Knoxville.
Oh, that Mark.
Yeah, so he said, great show. I became a Taco Bell fan solely from convincing myself that I would win a gold PS4 with that giveaway where somebody won every 10 minutes. I never won, So I give it a 6 out of 10 since the food is still solid.
Okay. I mean, you go to Taco Bell, you know what you expect. Is it going to be the best? No, but it's late night. You don't care.
Yeah. Peek behind the curtain. When Mark, so for those listening, Mark was my first college roommate.
Did you have more than one? You did.
Yeah. So we would both play that PS4 game from Taco Bell, and we were looking up how it works and figuring out the odds and everything. And I remember that it was, you know, hey, you enter the code and someone wins every 10 minutes. But we had found out that they do it every 10 minutes for each draw. I don't really know how to explain it. So, like...
Was it from like the 10 minutes from the last winner?
Yeah, so it was like every 10 minutes, including throughout the night. It wasn't from when you bought the meal. It was from when you input the code.
Yeah. So
we're like, oh, man, we might have a good chance of winning that PS4 if we do it in the middle of the night.
So you'd be waking up at like 2, 3 a.m., typing in a code, see that you lost, and then go back to bed.
Yeah, we had alarms set. I remember we would just be laying there in the dorm, dead asleep. Oh, 3:30 a.m.
Your Taco Bell alarm's going off.
Time to roll over to the edge of the bed, grab the Taco Bell cup from the floor that was empty, put it in, and see, sorry, you didn't win it, and get disappointed and do it the other like the next day.
They did that with more. They did it with like a gold PS4. Did they do a silver one too or something?
I think they've ran that contest with a bunch of different prizes.
No, I don't think they could go back and do that. Do you think they could?
No.
You think they're giving out PS4s
I don't think
still?
they could now. Yeah, there's no way.
They upgraded to PS5s.
Taco Bell can't afford a PS5.
You're right. They work at Taco Bell.
I will say, me and Mark probably could have just bought PS4s with how much we spent over Taco Bell
money.
Yeah, trying to win a PS4.
Just bring in all your Taco Bell receipts to Walmart and be like, I'd like one PS4, please.
Yeah. I'm trying to shove them into the Coinstar.
And be like, I think that would work. Coinstar was pretty crazy when it came out. You remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, I still use a Coinstar every once in a while.
I don't know if I got a sock full of coins.
Yeah, I keep a mason jar full of coins.
You don't keep yours in a good sock.
No.
I don't keep baseball bats or guns or anything like that. I just keep a sock full of quarters right by the door. If someone wants to fuck around, they're gonna find out how much it hurts.
Break into my house, I dare you. I'm whipping that sock full of coins around.
Except I have to dig some out every now and then because I'm gonna go somewhere and I need some pocket change. So it's really you're only getting hit with $1.50.
Let me empty the weapon.
Empty the clip.
Yeah.
So you got crazy Macarena music, and I've been over here baking pies like nobody's business. We live two different worlds. So baking pies, and speaking of pastries, do you remember bread bowls?
Yeah.
Do you remember how great bread bowls were when they first came out?
Yeah. I remember, I think Domino's started doing them, and it was the first time I had seen that.
Yes.
And I was like, this is insane.
Like, whenever bread bowls became, what year was that? Like 2010, 11, something like that?
God,
they were popular?
Yeah, something.
Mid-2000s. I said mid-2000s, like we're in the late 2000s, but...
Right.
When bread bowls first came out, I wanted everything in a bread bowl.
Yeah.
Like if it's a soup, dig that loaf of bread out. Don't slice it. Pour that hot soup into that bowl. And then just let me eat the whole bowl. That was the best part. And you got no cleanup. You got no dishes.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch with milk?
In a bread bowl? Hell yeah.
Ew.
Well, I mean, you out there washing your car, put that water in a bread bowl. Your car is going to be even better.
I did just look it up, and Domino's bread bowls were released in 2009.
2009, okay. But when was the first bread bowl made? Look that shit
Oh, the
up.
first bread bowl?
Yeah,
I think that was biblical times.
You think Jesus ran out of fucking bowls?
That's all they had at the Last Supper. That's why they all got sleepy before that painting. Everyone was so lethargic from all those carbs.
They're getting carved down before they crucified Jesus. This is gonna be a lot of work carrying this guy over here, fucking stabbing him.
First bread bowl. Oh, here we go. The first bread bowl was created in 1427 by an Irish nobleman to impress an English duke. The bread bowl was a commercial success, and the duke gave the nobleman money to open a bread bowl shop in Dublin.
So wait, this guy said, I'm going to impress this man of royalty. I have to impress him. I'm not going to paint. I'm not going to create music. What do I got? Oh, shit. I got this day-old loaf of bread. Let me just dig that out and see what he thinks. He was probably in his kitchen, probably trying it on as a hat, trying to find a way to make it like a cool pair of shoes or something. And this motherfucker said, eat it.
He saw a Domino's commercial.
That's what it was. He saw the Domino's commercial. He
saw a pizza and he was like, "Oh, they're making edible plates. I wonder if I could do a bowl."
Edible plates. Pizza is just an edible plate. That's true.
Yeah, it's just a bread plate.
That circles back to pie. Yeah, I looked up the year 1427 and ain't nothing happening besides the bread bowl.
Yeah, except for the bread bowl, nothing else needed to happen.
The founding of Lincoln College was 1427. People were going to college in 1427. Fuck that. August 4th, 1427. Oh, sorry, that was something else. Some war happened. So people are going to war, and then other people in Britain are fucking making colleges.
The middle of a war, this guy was like, you know what the world needs? A bread bowl.
A bread bowl. This will solve world hunger and world peace in one.
Yeah, I don't know any of these people that were alive in 1427 on this list. I don't even know why I'm looking at this.
You don't know?
It's not going to be like, oh, Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones was born.
Is he still alive? Because he could.
Yeah, he is.
If he's still alive, there's a good chance he was born in 1427.
Right. Yeah, I don't know any of these.
Rolling Stones.
James first, John first, John the Fourth.
Wait. So John the first John ever invented, was also born the same year as the fourth year John. I mean, come on.
You mean to tell me John iOS 14?
iOS 14.
Version 1 John was alive at the same time as version 4 John.
John V1. Yeah. It's where Matt Hardy got it from.
They didn't have enough names back then.
Hey, speaking of Matt Hardy, not that he's good anymore because he runs terribly. He's out of shape. No, Matt Hardy was great. I say this with, I don't know, he's like he's going to listen with respect, Matt Hardy. But
that man's legs are built like a wishbone.
Exactly. He ain't running too well. But if we can tangent on off into some wrestling, the Royal Rumble happened.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to come out like a few weeks after that. But.
Oh, yeah, but still. But you watched it a day late. Did you have anything spoiled? I was going to ask you. But that's surprising.
So I turned off.
Lock yourself in a safe or something?
I turned off my Wi-Fi and data.
Damn.
And for like 2 days, because I did end up having to work.
Okay.
During the Rumble, and then I promised a friend of ours that I would watch it the next day. So I waited for him to get here and everything. But I told like the 2 wrestling group chats I'm in, like, hey, I'm not watching it tonight.
Be like, shut up.
Don't. I felt bad because our friend was going live, and I had to be like, hey, don't talk about it. don't put it in the group chat.
Yeah, damn. That is true. You had to like throw your phone away.
I know, right? Like it's my fault that I'm watching it afterward. But yeah, I turned my phone data and internet off, and I went to work and I watched the Drew Carey show, and I
chiseled on Stonehenge over there, like
yeah. When I went to the bathroom, I had to read shampoo bottles rather than
I was
just
like,
say,
what'd you do when
phone.
you took it? You over here pooping in like the Middle Ages over here.
I pooped in record time.
Yeah, get that shit out.
Yeah, it would fly out. I was done.
Plop, wipe, done.
Yeah, like no lollygagging around.
Nope.
But yeah, no, it was the
Solid
only
Rumble,
spoilers. Though. Yeah, the only spoilers I was sent were jokes that you guys were doing in the group chat.
Oh, okay.
Of like, oh, yeah, you missed it. Fabulous Moolah returned from the dead.
Yeah. Fabulous Moolah hit the Hurricane Rana on Penta.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was a good Rumble.
I thought it was great. Definitely one of the better ones. Definitely a good ending to it.
Is very good. If you're not a wrestling fan and you're listening to this, there is one video you need to look up from the Rumble. Popular streamer I Show Speed.
Oh yeah,
entered the Rumble as like a joke. Yeah, usually when like celebrities enter the Royal Rumble, it's always a fun spot for the fans. Like Drew Carey did it one year where it was just like, oh yeah, he got scared of all the wrestlers and he just hopped back over the top rope and he eliminated himself. Hey everyone, that was fun, wasn't it? So when you see a celebrity heading toward the ring in one of these things, you're like, all right, they're going to play it safe. It's just going to be a comedy spot. And this guy rolls in and gets super speared by a guy named Braun Breaker. Just absolutely murdered.
Just Thanos snapped him.
It was insane. Cut in half, and then he is thrown from the ring to the floor where another guy catches him and just sack of shit throws him backwards over the announce table. And he like bounces off the announce table. It was brutal. But that was probably one of my favorite moments
that was crazy though.
Oh, it was insane. Props to him. Not being like a trained wrestler or anything and just like taking those two spots.
I mean, he's still alive, so good on him, I guess.
Yeah, I saw a promo from after the Rumble where he was walking on crutches and he had like a neck brace on. And he said, I'm coming for everyone next year. I don't care who's in there. Roman Reigns, Mark Henry. You're all going down.
He's winning it then. I Show Speed. 2026 Royal Rumble winner.
All right, so this is going to be a fun topic.
It's just hard cut to reviews.
Yeah, so I've been thinking about this one for a little while because I thought it would be fun.
Okay.
Today, I am reviewing Dudes Named Tyler.
What? Now, do you have like a list of Tylers, or is it just based off solely me? Because that's not going to be a high rating.
Well, so here's the thing. I can't include you in the rating because that would be unfair. I'd be throwing a 10 right at you. And I can't include our other friends named Tyler because that's just mean. And no one wants to hear me rag on like a dude we know named Tyler.
Do we have other friends named Tyler?
I can think of one off the top of my head, but that's it.
Hell, I can't. Now, is this birth-given Tylers or just being called Tyler?
Either one. I don't know anyone who has the nickname Tyler.
I don't either. That's also true.
That would be insane. You just have a nickname that is a real name.
Be like, why are you calling yourself that?
There was actually a guy in high school that we used to call Chuck. I don't know if you hung around him or anything.
I feel like I remember that.
Everyone would be like, oh, hey, Chuck, how's it going? And whatever. And then, like, I think our junior year, I found out Chuck was no part of his name at all.
Not even
close. I was like, why have we been calling you Chuck? And another friend of ours was like, oh, I met him freshman year, and I thought he just looked like a Chuck. So I said, your name's Chuck now. And Chuck just went along with it.
Isn't that crazy? People in high school can just name you something different. And then for 4 years of your life, you're just like, well, I guess I'm Gary. Cool.
His name was like Evan, and then we were like, there's too many Evans, you're Chuck.
You're Chuck now.
But it would be crazy for someone to have the nickname Tyler. Now, I've seen people have the nickname Ty.
Yeah, that's common.
And what's even crazier is Ty Burrell, the guy who plays Phil on Modern Family.
Oh, yeah.
His full name is just Ty. Oh. It's not a Tyler.
Oh, so his parents said, okay, we're keeping it short.
They said, you're going to be really cool.
Yeah. If we add that lure to it, you're going to have some problems.
So if I had to think of the name Tyler and I'm not thinking about you, I'm thinking of like, I don't know, a guy that skates, guy that rides dirt bikes. He's got a lot of Fox clothing.
Yeah, I could see that. Why that has one of those famous family tattoos.
Yeah. Monster Energy, everything.
Oh, it's almost like, I don't want to say it for myself, but could be a sophisticated version of a Chad.
Yeah. Probably sells weed.
There's a good chance. Definitely partakes, for sure.
I should have asked around, like, what do you think of when I say the name Tyler and don't think of my best friend named Tyler?
Do a street interview and nobody knows who we are.
I'm going out on the street.
This podcast's getting in depth over here.
So I've got right here, Tyler is an Old English name derived from the Old French word tioleor.
Oh, yeah, you said that perfectly.
I think so, yeah.
I have no idea.
Don't correct me out there.
If he's wrong, shut up.
It is an Old English name that meant tiler, Tiler, or tile maker.
Like the profession.
Yeah, it's an occupational name for a house builder.
Okay. So that's kind of crazy because who was doing this job and said, hey, you know what? I'm going to name my son after what you do.
Yeah. Or like you have a baby and you're like, you better build houses.
You better be building houses or laying down subway tiles or something. Because that'd be like somebody being like, oh, sweet, he's a carpenter. I'm going to name my kid Carp. I'm sorry, what?
Carp Johnson.
Carp Johnson. Nice to meet you.
People with the given name Tyler. Let's see here. Tyler, the Creator. That's a good one.
So his name is actually Tyler, though?
Let me see. I think so.
I've always kind of wondered. I mean, I guess it would make sense, but at the same time, I'm just like, I don't know about it.
Tyler Gregory Okonma is his name.
All right,
so,
cool.
Yeah, Tyler, the Creator.
That works.
There's a lot of athletes with the name Tyler. I'm just scrolling down the list on Wikipedia of famous Tylers, and like all of them are like American football player, American baseball player, American football player, English professional wrestler, jockey.
Oh, we ride horses.
There's a jockey Tyler.
I want to get together all these Tylers, kind of like they did. Wasn't there somebody on Facebook? There was a big Facebook group for all the like people named Brad or something.
Oh yeah,
they all met somewhere and then just had a big Brad throwdown.
There was so I saw that and decided I'm gonna go on Facebook and add everyone named Drake. So I just searched the box for Drake, but I went a step further. I went Drake and then my last name.
Oh.
And added everyone with the exact name as me, right? And there were about 8 or 9 of us.
Okay.
A couple of them didn't respond. One of them was like 8 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a little strange, so I immediately unfriended him when I realized that.
Smart.
And then there was one who messaged me and said, hey, you have the same name as me. And I said, yeah, haha, I'm trying to get everyone together in a big group. I think it would be fun. And he put, fuck off.
You're like, wow, we are.
So that's how that experiment worked.
All right. I'm not going to do that then.
Oh, you should do it.
Ain't nobody got my last name.
You got a pretty unique last name. Yeah.
Ain't nobody got that shit.
Tyler Cassidy, better known by the name Froggy Fresh.
Why James crying? Cause he just got dunked down. I ain't even lying. Yo, he just got dunked down. Yeah.
Oh, Froggy Fresh. He had some good songs.
So far, you got the 2 best rappers in history, Tyler, the Creator, and Froggy Fresh.
Froggy Fresh.
Let's see here. The vocalist and guitarist for the rock band Theory of a Dead Man.
Oh, okay.
What else we got here? I'm in the Tyler D's. This is a long list. Like I said, most of them are athletes.
I'm looking up things that typical things Tylers do. Now there's Tyler, Texas. That's this place, and it's a city.
It sounds like a porn star.
That is very true as well.
Tyler, Texas.
Tyler, Texas. Nice to meet you.
Tyler Hubbard, one half of Florida Georgia Line.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if he's Florida or Georgia.
Yeah, that could make a big difference there.
Tyler Joseph, the lead singer of 21 Pilots.
Okay, they have like one good song back in like 2012.
I cannot. You could probably play me any of their music, and I'd be like, I don't know who this is.
Yeah, that's Hanson.
Oh, everyone in Hanson was named Tyler?
Yeah, that's why they just went by Hanson. I don't know what else is. I mean, I've only
fictional
really
characters. Yeah, what are your experiences with other Tylers? Because I can tell you my experiences with other Drakes aren't great.
I don't know. The ones I've had, every time I meet, they're just like, oh, good name. I'm just like, yeah, shut up. I know.
Oh, yeah, that joke.
That old joke, anytime you meet somebody with the same name, be like, that's it. I'll remember that one. Be like, oh, okay.
How are we forgetting this? Tyler Perry.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I don't have a very high opinion of Tyler Perry. Not for anything personal, That was just always like growing up. Every middle-aged white dude was like, "Let's go watch the Madea movies."
Yeah. Be like, "Oh, Medea's great," and be like, "I've seen some, and some of them they got some jokes in them, but I wouldn't be like, oh, I got to watch them all."
Now, I'm not the typical household that would be watching a lot of Tyler Perry work growing up, but yeah, that was always the big. I mean, I remember church groups being like, "We're going to go watch the Madea movies."
It's such a weird thing for a church group to be like, "Let's watch Madea," and then preach against things that Madea does.
Yeah, it's real strange, right? But I also have not seen any of the Madea movies, so I don't know.
They're okay. I'm not going to review those, but now if they put Madea in Fast and the Furious, that's where I'll be all in.
I was about to ask, is Madea in the Fast and the Furious?
She should be.
I wouldn't know.
Not yet. I only started on number 1.
I've typed in Tyler controversy.
Oh.
And it's just a bunch of Tyler, the Creator.
Oh.
A lot of his older lyrics and stuff. Oh, and apparently Steven Tyler has been sued for sexual assault several times. Don't come after us legally. I'm just seeing it in all of these news sites. I didn't just make that up.
Huh.
I know we're a big enough podcast that all of Aerosmith is listening.
They are. Even Liv Tyler, Steven Tyler's daughter, is listening.
Whoa, that's his daughter?
Yeah, did you not know that?
That's crazy.
Your
That's
world
nuts,
just got
man.
rock, son.
Dude, my granny used to look like Steven Tyler.
I thought you were going to say Liv Tyler, and I was just like, oh, okay, cool. But then you said Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
If your granny's looking like Steven Tyler, that's...
Steven Tyler, though, looks
How's
like
that
a
fair for
lot
your-
of grannies.
Yeah, that's also true. He could fit in with that, like a retirement home.
Yeah.
So that checks out. He's got the glasses down halfway through his nose, wearing a bunch of scarves that he probably knitted, actually.
Steven Tyler in reading glasses, that is someone's grandma.
See, I always got Steven Tyler and Keith Richards confused when I was younger.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm just like, yeah, Keith Richards, Steven Tyler, same person. Never seen him in the same place.
Probably about the same age.
I don't know. Keith Richards he's 81 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I looked that up. Well, how old's Steven Tyler?
Well, I just had it. Let me see.
Steven Tyler's 76.
Tyler. Oh, good. I was just searching Steven Tyler feet.
Whoa.
So, yeah, that works.
You heard it here first, everybody. Drake's into feet.
Why is my autofill Steven Tyler feet?
You've been looking up a lot of feet?
Who's been on my Google?
Yeah, who's been Googling feet on me?
Yeah. Like I said, it's a little bit easier of a category to rate because I'm not factoring you or any Tylers in that I know personally. But I think that means that I've just got to go to like famous Tylers because there's a lot of Tylers out there I don't know, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
it was a really popular name in the 90s.
Was it?
I think so. I remember there being just like a bunch of Tylers we went to school with.
Yeah.
Throughout the school.
What other names were popular in the 90s?
In 1993 and 1994, Tyler was the 5th most popular name for boys in the United States.
Dang, I started the trend because I was born in 92.
And then in 2023, it dropped to 177th.
Ooh, ain't nobody like that name.
All right, here's something that'll be fun. It's time to play a game.
Ooh, I love games.
All right, I have in front of me the top baby names for 1992, the year we were both born.
Okay.
I've got the top 5 girls and the top 5 boys.
Okay.
I need you to list any. You get 3 chances
to list top 5 or just.
You get 3 chances to name any of these 10.
Oh.
I got the top 5 boys and the top 5 girls.
So 1992.
Yes.
Dang. I'm gonna go.
A hint: this is one of the most boring lists of all time.
Oh, that sounds about right.
I'm looking at it.
I feel like in 92, there's probably a lot of like Charles, Chads.
Nope. Neither of those 2 are on here.
Dang. Is the name Sarah on there? Because I feel like that'd be a pretty bland name to throw in the 90s.
Number 5 for girls.
Wow.
And I got a pop-up ad for a $10.49 2-topping stuffed crazy crust pizza at Little Caesars.
I know what we're having for dinner.
All right. Well, this has been the Dude's Review. I got to go do something.
We got to go do something real quick. That's crazy.
Got one more chance.
Michael.
Michael is the number 1 boy's name.
Let's go.
All right. So the top 5 were number 5, Sarah and Andrew.
Okay.
Number 4, Brittany and Joshua.
All right.
I got another pop-up for Navy Federal Credit Union. This website, man.
Sounds like you're taking out a loan for that pizza.
Babycenter.com needs to decrease their...
You say baby center or baby center?
No, center. C-E-N-T-E-R.
Oh, I was like a little baby center over there.
Babycenter.com is a completely different website that I'm pretty sure if I search it, I get put on a list.
You have to move because you're within so many yards of a school.
Yeah. Number 3, Amanda and Matthew. Number 2, Jessica and Christopher.
Okay.
And number 1, Ashley and Michael.
Wow, I have 2 cousins named Ashley and Michael.
Oh, yeah, you do, don't you?
Yeah.
Their mom was probably on... Are they siblings?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, their mom was probably on this website. This is probably her website.
That's probably her website. She started it. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So, overall, this has been a very enriching search of the name Tyler on Google.
I'm glad I could help. Glad I could bring a personal experience to this.
Out of 10, I'm giving dude's name Tyler a 5.
Whoa, middle of the road?
It is middle of the road, because for every good Tyler, there's a bad Tyler. I think that's what your back tattoo says, right?
That's what it is, yeah. It's just in Latin.
For every good Tyler, there's a bad Tyler.
Yeah.
There are 2 wolves inside of you.
I am the good and the bad.
What's your rating for dude's name Tyler?
Now, I don't feel like I can give it a very biased answer either because spoiler alert, it's my name.
Yeah. Well, don't put yourself in the equation.
I don't know. I feel like there's some pretty famous, just based off of famous Tylers alone, whether it's first or last name.
Yeah, there wasn't like a Hitler or anything in the bunch.
No, yeah, that's true.
There wasn't an awful
There's
one.
no Tylers over here overthrowing full countries.
Yeah.
So that's a plus for us anyway.
That's good. That's good. There were probably a Tyler or 2 at the January 6th insurrection, but...
Yeah, all the Adolfs in the world, sorry. Sorry about your luck, Adolfs.
Yeah, no, you got that. That's a tainted name.
All your Josephs out there taking over countries. Sorry to all the Kims in the world too. John Ung ruined that for you.
Yeah, sorry to my Uncle Saddam.
We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. I don't know. I'm going to go with a 7.
7. That's 12 out of 20.
12
total.
out of 20 for Tyler's. Don't worry. I'll review the name Drake soon.
Not bad. We have, it's a very, nearly every rating I feel like we've given on this show's pretty middle of the road. We haven't had like a 1.
Yeah, it hasn't been like overwhelmingly like, holy shit. So that leads me to where I'm going to present my topic of choice to review for this podcast, because that is the premise of the podcast that I'm currently on.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You catch all that?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with, so we went with a name on the first half of this, but I'm going to really, this could be a while. I'm going to review the PS2.
All right. You got a lot to say about this. What's your memories with the PS2?
Having
and for everyone out there listening, PS2 stands for PlayStation 2.
Yeah, all you young people out there, PS2 is PlayStation 2.
Yeah, there might be something different.
I feel like, because one, is it still like the most sold console like ever?
It has to be. I'm going to look it up.
Like I pulled up some information about it, and it has sold, it just says units sold over 160 million.
I mean, I would believe that it's the most sold because everyone had one. Matter of fact, if you go to like a flea market or something, there's like dusty PS2s just sitting in crates.
Oh, For sure. And there's like all sorts of modded PS2s that look crazy and some of them look cool. It was also only $300 to buy when it came out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Its release date was March of 2000.
Wow.
And to think like 25 years later, probably still regarded as one of the better consoles.
Well, so I looked up what the last PS2 game to be released in America was.
Yeah.
And it was FIFA 14.
Oof. It's kind of a rough ending, but probably not bad.
It was the last one. Yeah.
Sorry for all the FIFA fans out there.
Yeah, I remember everyone would like have, if someone had like a guest room, the PS2 would be in there. That's how readily available PS2s were.
Oh yeah, you could have one in the main room and then be like, oh, if you're in the guest room, if you want to turn the PS2 on,
yeah,
you can play Madden 05.
They were so mobile.
Oh, you could easily
just hook them up anywhere, and like they weren't like a huge console to lug around.
No, it wasn't like you had to. Now, like if you're taking your PS5 over to somewhere, you gotta get a full suitcase for that thing.
Oh yeah, and you gotta like sign in and shit.
Oh yeah, PS2, you just plug it in at any TV and just be like, okay, cool, I'm set.
Well, and it might be the first. If it wasn't the first, it was one of the first to play DVDs.
I think so, because PS1 didn't play DVDs, and I don't think Xbox played DVDs, like the first Xbox.
Yeah,
because this came out still when just the original Xbox was out. 360 wasn't out yet.
And Nintendo had the GameCube out, and it definitely didn't play DVDs. It had little discs.
No. Those little disc syndrome.
But we hit that. We were in the middle of a nationwide craze for DVDs.
That is true. And then I think that's the reason my mom ended up getting me a PS2 was because part of it was because we could play DVDs on it, so we could keep it in the living room. And we didn't have to switch back and forth between DVD player and PS2.
Now, I didn't get a PS2 until like nearly the PS3 came out.
Yeah, you were kind of late. The first PS2 you had was the slim one, wasn't it?
Yeah. I didn't know they made big ones.
That's what she said.
Oh, yeah, they made it looked like you could build a house with it.
I've never seen one of the big ones in the wild.
That's what she said.
In the wild.
Don't quote me on that. Hey, don't clip me saying I have never seen a big one in the wild.
Clipped it. Gonna put it on the internet.
Chat, don't clip that.
Drake has never seen a big one in the wild. No, but yeah, these things were like they weren't now compared to what PlayStations are now. By all means, they weren't big, but back then, like it was a chunky console. It was nice and square too. Like it could stand. That was a cool thing. It could stand up on its end.
Oh yeah.
I mean, do that with your GameCube.
I will.
What side are you gonna put it on?
It's a cube, dummy.
Yeah.
You can't stand it up on its end. It doesn't have an end.
Put that up on one of the points.
Yeah, the GameCube, I think they expected you to be a lot more mobile with the GameCube. There was a handle on the back so you could carry it like a lunchbox.
GameCube wasn't bad too, but
yeah.
The PS2,
but that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's a different day. Fuck that. Fuck the GameCube for today. No, but the PS2, that was whenever games were cheap. I say cheap for back then. But like a brand new game, probably what, $40, $50?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like super available, but like if I see a game now that's $50, I'm like, damn, it's on sale.
Right.
You could go to Walmart and like the game catalog for PS2 was insane. There's so many games that probably so many people haven't even heard of that were on the PS2 and then be like, oh shit, that was like a game.
You remember being on the edge of your seat whenever you'd turn on a scratched up disc? When it would do the
you want to
talk
about sweating?
Yeah.
Just sweating on that if you're gonna get, because it would always be like a very anticipating pause, and then the little PlayStation logo pop up, and you can kind of have some relief.
Yeah, what's that video of all those people celebrating in a bar, just going nuts when something happens,
throwing chairs and shit, and being like, "Oh fuck, it works."
10 things you didn't know your PS2 could do is an article I just found.
Okay.
It can it can suck your dick. That's crazy.
What?
What? How do you unlock that?
What do you mean?
No. Number 10, it can be used as a desktop PC. You can use your body as a controller.
I do remember that
iToy.
with the iToy. That thing was pretty sick.
It can connect to the PSP. I mean, who didn't know that, though?
I didn't know that it could connect to the PSP.
Yeah, it could connect to the internet. I mean,
well,
it can play DVDs as number 5.
That's like the number one selling point.
Yeah, hey, you can play DVDs. Bet you didn't know that.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So that's also pretty crazy. The memory for the PS2 it had a RAM of only 32 megabytes.
Isn't that crazy? This podcast is probably going to be more than that.
Yeah, I would say this podcast is at least a gig.
You can't contain us in a PS2. Don't even try.
And then, do you remember the memory cards you had to get?
Yeah.
Your whole life depended on that memory card. If you had, because I had literal bookcases full of PS2 games. Because me and my brother, we would just go and just buy $20 games because they're easy to get.
Yeah.
That's an easy trip when you're at Walmart. Like, I'll be at Walmart with my mom being like, oh, do you care if I get this game? It's only $20. And back then it was just like, oh yeah, sure. Just throw it in the cart. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then I just go home and play a game for like the rest of my life. And then that little memory card though, and if you ever lost it, your world was trashed.
Yeah. Those memory cards were crazy. Well, because I remember going through a grocery store in Mayfield, Kentucky, and walking to the car. I found a PS2 memory card just laid out in the parking lot.
Oh, you found gold.
Like, oh, someone's pissed. I hadn't taken it home because I was like, someone's coming back for this. This is like gold.
Oh, see, I would have taken it home and seen what was on it.
Now I'm looking at 15 mind-blowing facts about the PS2. It's all pretty much the same, but I also got a pop-up ad that says, enlarged prostate has nothing to do with age. Just try this. And then it's a picture of a hand holding an orange.
Oh.
This podcast is going to give me so many viruses.
I'll say, what websites are you looking at?
I'm on What Culture right now.
You're going to get swatted on accident.
Yeah. Jeez. PlayStation 2 facts for kids? Is there a PlayStation 2 facts for adults?
I was going to say, I want the adult facts about PS2.
Put the kids to bed. These ain't your mom's facts.
These are adult facts for grown men.
Did you know you could stand the PS2 up on its side? I bet you didn't, you little bitch.
The PS2 sucked 17 dicks at once. You're like, I'm sorry, what? These are adult facts. It's like, do you remember those Spike TV shows that were like that?
Like 1,000 Ways to Die.
1,000 Ways to Die and stupid things that'd be like, this is what men do.
Every episode it was like, you guessed it, this guy died by shoving something in his butt. You're like, oh, again?
He tried to turn the doorknob with his penis. It got slammed shut. Now he's dead. Don't clean your toaster with your butt. That's 1,001 Ways to Die. Just get electrocuted anally.
Yeah, I wish that the number went up on every episode. We found more ways to die.
We found more ways. You thought 1,000 was enough? Hell no.
Everybody stop dying, please. We can't keep up.
We got our intern Greg to learn alchemy to bring people back to life so we can figure out how they can die again. I'm
going to search PS2 controversy because I honestly can't think of anything bad.
Yeah, what was bad about the PS2?
Violent video games.
Right. Boo. No one fucking cares.
Those controversial PS2
What are you going to
games.
see? What's worse than 8 pixel? 8 pixel's pretty bad, but like, I don't know what the frame rate on a PS2 was, but what are you going to see? Some digitalized nipple or something like that on the game? I do remember that being a thing. That was a big thing with the God of War game.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to play God of War. My mom's just like, I heard it shows boobs. I'm just like, yeah, but it's a video game for one.
Yeah, it's a digital boob.
It's a digital boob. Who cares?
It's not even a real boob.
Let's get concerned when I start looking at those.
Now, if it was a real boob, I would understand your concern.
I would understand your concern, mother. But this is a digital boob.
All right, now I'm looking at the 7 most controversial PS2 games.
Okay.
We got BMX XXX.
What?
It was, I remember this game. It was like a Tony Hawk type game, but for BMX.
Yeah.
But the controversy was that, Yeah, you could ride as topless women.
Oh.
Digital boobs on bicycles. Dude, men were so horny in the early thousands before like internet porn was like huge and everyone had
was
cell
like
phones
readily
and stuff.
available. Yeah.
Oh man, it was like, you remember the Man Show where they were just like, hey, here's like 10 minutes of women jumping on trampolines and dudes
For
were like,
no reason. So stupid. Like, do you remember the Hardee's commercials?
Yeah. Like Paris Hilton eating a burger and
Eating a
Washing a car.
10 pound burger just for no reason, like getting all sorts of Dawn dish soap in it. Like, that's probably just gross at that point.
bikini car washes in general. When dudes were like, I'm gonna go look at this woman in a swimsuit and sit in my car.
Yeah, but like, what are you gonna do in your car? Just listen to the radio, like AM radio's on?
I'm listening to NPR.
NPR will get my car washed.
Number 6 was Bully.
I think I remember that game.
Yeah, it was made by Rockstar Games, but it took place in like a boys' boarding school.
Yeah.
But all the criticism came before its release. They were like, "Hey, you're glorifying bullying," and it's like, no, it's like a storytelling game. Like
play the game, bitch.
Yeah. Hitman was one of them. Something called Soldier of Fortune. Graphic depictions of violence. Yeah, I probably could have guessed that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The Punisher.
I didn't know they had a game for that.
Well, because it was a Punisher game, and I remember it was way more brutal than the movies. You could like interrogate people by like pretty graphically doing stuff like putting a drill against their head, and if they didn't talk, you'd drill through their eyeball, and yeah, it was crazy. And then number 2's Grand Theft Auto, and number 1's Manhunt.
I remember Manhunt being a big deal.
That backs up my theory that there's not too many bad things about the PS2, in that the worst thing I can find so far was, hey, there were some pretty fucking awesome games on it.
Honestly, like, come on. So I looked up at one, I was trying to find the most sold PS2 game, their best-selling game.
Ooh, can I guess it?
Yeah, I got 2 different lists though, but let's go with the one list for now.
Because I think I know, because there was a copy of this at every person's house.
Okay.
Especially being a high school age boy. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
San Andreas, number 1.
Yep, had to be.
You want to guess what else is on the list? Just to see.
Is it a Madden game?
It's further down the list, but there's a Madden game on there. But that's like with every year. Those get.
I remember dudes having SmackDown versus Raw when they weren't even wrestling fans. So I remember that being a pretty big game.
San Andreas, I don't know if it's on the list. That's way down there. Yeah, it was Madden 05 was the most selling for PS2.
Jack and or Daxter.
Yep, that one's on there. That's number 32 on the list.
32? How low does this list go?
Oh wait, that says 32 million sold. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Other than that, I don't know.
What? Gran Turismo. That one's on there.
Oh, boo. You want me to do realistic driving?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care. I get why Gran Turismo is popular, and I get why it got popular. But at the same time, I'm just like, no, give me a city street filled with people cheering me on while I'm listening to Lil Jon and the East Side Boys.
Bitch, I will go drive.
I'll do this
if
in
I
real
want
life.
to drive. Yeah.
Like, I can do this on my way to Walmart.
I can't do Burnout just doing all these crazy wrecks and everything in my everyday life.
Hey, Burnout was a good game. You remember playing that?
Yeah, Burnout ruled.
Do you remember playing the Starsky and Hutch game in your grandpa's abandoned house?
Yes. We didn't even have a PS2. We just had a game we called Starsky and Hutch where we shoot guns at each other.
One of us put on an afro. It was 3 of us though. One of us was a criminal and 2 of us were Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. What was the Simpsons game? Simpsons Hit and Run?
Simpsons Hit and Run. There was another Simpsons game that I can't remember the name of.
God of War came out on PS2. That was crazy.
PS2 was like a culture shift. Like I said, everyone had one.
It's hard to find someone that didn't have one or didn't like play it somewhere.
People's parents would have one. You'd go over to like an old person's house and they'd have a PS2 just there. They didn't know how to use it.
Well, it's crazy because like back then, old person's house for us back then was like how we all like our age now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we're like back then we're talking like 10, 11, 12 and we'll be like, "Oh, I went over to my friend's house and his 35-year-old dad was playing PS2."
Oh, that's cool. When you'd hear like, "Yeah, I got an uncle, all he does is play The Sims and smoke weed all day." And you're like, "Well, I got rules."
Oh man, I won't be like him when I grow up. Yeah. And then he's got like racked up felony charges.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's why he just sits and plays The Sims. He can't do nothing else. They don't let him out the house.
Yeah, SmackDown vs. Raw 2006.
Okay.
I'm just looking at a list of PS2 games because
this is what being dudes was like in the early thousands. You'd just sit in a room and you would just say names of PS2 games, and the other person would go, "Ah, yeah, that was pretty sweet."
Oh hell yeah, Tony Hawk Underground.
Yeah. You would list PS2 games and yell Will Ferrell quotes. And that was your Friday night.
Tony, yeah, it was constant between me and you. It's constantly like, "Oh, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Oh, more cowbell."
Yeah. Hey, you remember Mortal Kombat? That was pretty sweet. Yeah. Hey, that was a pretty good movie.
I like that one.
That's all it was before like having the internet in this little tiny glowing box in my hand that's always attached to me nowadays.
Yeah, let's just shut the internet off. Let's do that.
Let's just shut the internet off and yell the names of PlayStation games back and forth.
That's what National Treasure 5 is going to be all about.
Yeah. Old NBA players. Hey, you remember Allen Iverson? That was pretty He was pretty cool.
Dirk Nowitzki. Yeah. No one ever mentions old Dirk.
Right.
Also, that's a poor name to have. Dirk.
Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah. Like you can get by Nowitzki being the last name. All right, cool. But Dirk? Who's looking at their baby boy, freshly born, freshly arrived on the earth, and be like, "Oh, he's such a sweet little guy. What are we gonna name him? Dirk."
Hey, come in here, baby Dirk.
Come here, baby Dirk.
Your breakfast is ready.
Your breakfast of rocks and dirt.
Yeah. I talk to my kids in a baby voice and stuff. They're really young. I can't imagine being like, "Come here, Dirk." Come on, Dirk.
Little Dirky Dirk.
Come on, Dirk.
I feel like I'm talking to my pet.
Yeah. That's
like I would name a goofy looking dog Dirk.
Yeah, for sure. That is a cross-eyed pug if I've ever heard of it.
I ain't naming my son Dirk. I don't care if he's from a different country or not. Is that a family given name? Is he Dirk the Second?
Right. Yeah. I just looked it up and now it's just
Dirk. Dirk 2, the sequel.
I'm having trouble. I can't think of anything negative or anything bad about the PS2, even in research. Hey, if anyone out there listening to this, though,
if you have a negative PS2 experience,
email us.
Did the PS2 just like fuck you up? Did it kill your dad? Like what happened?
It ejected the disc too fast.
Slice him in half.
But yeah, email theDudesReviewPod@gmail.com or find us on Facebook or something. If you have a negative PlayStation 2 experience, we want to hear about it because, buddy, I can't think of it.
I was say, do you hate Gran Turismo like we do? Oh, Kingdom Hearts was on the PS2.
Yeah, of course.
Kingdom Hearts was great. Everything was on the PS2, though.
Every game for the PS2 was a banger for someone.
Oh, for sure. There's somebody that's playing some game that nobody's ever heard of. But, hey, good for you.
We've come to the point where I feel like I've got to rate the PS2 and hold on to your hats. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Okay. Now I'm going to say, if anybody's leaving reviews, give us a couple of your top favorite PS2 games.
Yeah.
If you played the PS2, which we assumed you have played the PS2, unless you're like Drake and played a fucking GameCube. I'm going to say my review for the PS2 would also be a 10 out of 10.
Yeah! That's our second Hall of Fame pick.
So we got us a 20.
PS2.
Sort of global PS2 chant.
Yeah. It'll pick up if we just keep doing it.
That motherfucker was backwards compatible, too. So it didn't matter if you had a PS1 all your life. You could still play that shit.
Yeah, it would play all PS1 games.
Yeah. Which I thought was really cool because I went to this day camp thing once my mom sent us to for like the YMCA. Mm-hmm. and she gave us money for like snacks and lunch and stuff like that. And some kid who was probably not supposed to be, he was selling PS2 games.
Whoa.
And he was selling, like, he had like the big binder, you know, that you put the burnt CDs and DVDs in.
That's
and stuff.
crazy. That dude's hustling hard.
Yeah, he was sitting on the bleachers, and I was just like, "Oh, hey, what do you got?" And he goes, "Oh, I got PlayStation games." And I was just like, "Oh, cool. Give me what about Crash Bandicoot?"
Oh, good choice.
And I bought Crash Bandicoot off this kid for like $5 or $10.
Wow, what a steal.
I know, right? And I didn't realize it was a PS1 game, and I was like, fuck. And I put it in anyway, and I was just like, oh, shit, and I'm playing Crash Bandicoot. We're having a good time.
This guy's got a trench coat full of PS1 games.
What do you want?
What year was that? Just Jinko pockets full of games.
Jinko pocket. He rollerbladed into the gymnasium in the asbestos-filled blue building in Mayfield.
Yeah, 10 out of 10, 20 out of 20. Because both of us gave it a 10 out of 10. So yeah, Hall of Fame now includes PlayStation 2s and Dave Grohl.
That's some high praise right there. And
Yeah, same level. Well, hey, if you have a topic that you'd like to hear, hit us up, The Dudes Review, on Facebook.com, and also hit us up on Gmail, on our email.
On the Gmail.
Pod at Gmail. Yeah, Gmail, like
Gmail
G' mail.
Yeah.
And hey, here's a little bit of an announcement that we'll talk about more as it goes on. But we have t-shirts.
T-shirts. Get your apparel wear.
tpublic.com, teepublic.com/user/Fourth Day Creations, FOURTHDAY Creations, CREATIONS.
I said you ain't gonna spell creations over here?
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. College boy.
I'm looking at the designs that are up right now. We got the Dudes Review logo t-shirt. We got a more classy version of that t-shirt that just puts it right over your boobie. You know, just a little design in the pocket area.
Just a little boob design.
A little booby shirt. We got the TDR shirt that looks like the old NWO shirts, but for legal reasons, it's not that.
It's not that at all. Don't anybody say that it is either.
Looks like the old New World Order shirt from WCW and WWE days. And we also have Tyler Hawkins Pro Wrestler 2.
Hell yeah.
Which looks like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, but says Tyler Hawkins Pro Wrestler 2. And we'll have a few more designs up by the time this...
Oh yeah, we'll sprinkle them in here and there.
Go check it out. tpublic.com/user/Fourth Day Creations. You got anything else?
I think I'm okay.
Cool.
We've talked about the PS2. We talked about my name. Put the shirts out there for the world to see. Hopefully buy. Who knows? Maybe we'll do a live show. Never soon.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll do a live show for our family.
By a live show, I mean we're gonna sit outside of the local Walmart.
Yes. We're gonna have ourselves a little karaoke machine set up.
Yeah. We'll interview anybody just walking past.
Yeah.
And yeah, so see you in 2 weeks, every other Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.